Hi there, I'm Dr. Sarah Wooten, and if you're watching this video, then you most likely just got your very first cat, and you are excited and ready to provide a good home and great care for this cat. So congratulations on your new relationship with your feline friend. So in this video, I'm gonna give you my 6 tried and true veterinary care tips for new cat parents. Let's get to it. The number one tip I have for you, this one's pretty basic, but it's always good to go over anyways, is to prepare ahead of time. Before you even bring that cat home, you want to make sure that you are prepared and your home is prepared to be safe and welcoming for this creature. So you're going to want to cat-proof your home. This is really important because it can save your stuff and it can save your cat injury or illness. So what do you need to be paying attention to? Well, I would recommend covering all of your electrical cords or hiding them, making sure that your cat has no access to them. I have seen many cats coming into my clinic because they chewed on an electrical cord because they were curious. Curiosity in the cat, it electrocuted them. So make sure all your cords are covered. Make sure that you take any prescription or recreation drugs and put them in a locked cabinet. They cannot be out on your nightstand or wherever it is that you're keeping them anymore because your cat will find them. And actually, one of the most common toxicities that we see in cats as far as prescription medication goes is antidepressants. For some reason, cats really like to eat those, but it's all toxic, so make sure you put away everything. You're also going to want to look around your house and see if there's anything that's breakable. Cats do really like to push things off and explore with their hands, so you're going to want to make sure that your breakables are not able to be pushed off. You're also going to want to look for things that are a string. I would say hair ties as well. Cats can get what's called a linear foreign body, which is where they swallow some string or hair tie or whatever, or yarn, and then it gets caught and it causes their intestines to bunch up, and it's very painful and it can be super lethal. And I know we all see the old picture of a cat playing with a ball of yarn. That is the worst. It's the worst because a cat will swallow that and then it can actually kill them. My pro tip for this is get down on all fours, and in fact, get lower. Get to where you think your cat's line of vision will be, and survey the house from that perspective, because you're going to see things that you didn't see before, and this will help you to protect your cat. In addition to cat-proofing your house, you're also going to want to gather resources. This includes your litter box, food and water bowls, cat toys, your food, treats, scratching posts. Each cat needs their own set of resources. And when I say that, each cat needs their own litter box, their own food and water bowls, their own resting places, all of that. If you already have cats and you're bringing a new cat in, you're going to want to have this cat be separate from your home crew of feline friends, quarantined for lack of a better word. You definitely want to keep them separate for behavioral purposes and for introductions, but you really want to keep them separate until you know their disease status on a couple of infectious diseases. And the main ones that I'm thinking about are feline leukemia, feline AIDS, and really ringworm. Ringworm's a big one too because it's just so contagious. It's not fatal or anything, but it's contagious and you can get it too. Keep them away from other cats in your household and then do your introductions slowly. There's a lot of good videos on the web about how to introduce cats, so check those out and do the introductions really slowly so that you can have cats that actually get along. When it comes to the quarantine piece, make sure that everybody in your household is on the same page and knows why it's important. It just takes one person letting the cat out, and then the cat exposes the other cats or whatever else to cause the problem. So make sure everybody in the house is on board. And then lastly, ensure that you can financially support a cat. I know that kind of sounds silly. It sounds silly, but it's true. Especially if you want to be able to give this cat the medical care that they might need in the future. And so a lot of people will say take out a credit card that is just for medical emergencies, or get a line of credit like Care Credit or something like that. I'm actually a pretty big fan of pet insurance. It's different than human insurance in that it's like a cash reimbursement usually, and hardly anything's ever denied as long as it's prescribed by a veterinarian. So Definitely look into pet insurance because it may save your cat at some point. The number 2 tip is all about litter boxes. One of the number 1 reasons that cats are given to shelters or relinquished is because the cat is urinating or defecating outside the litter box. So this is really important, guys. A litter box can make or break your relationship with your cat. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you get a box that they like. The standard recommendation is you need 1 more box than you have number of cats. So if you have 1 cat, that means 2 boxes. In general, most cats just like a plain box with moderately high sides, not very high. They like just plain, sandy, unscented, clumping litter. The other thing that's important, in addition to the type of box, the type of litter, the number of boxes, is the location of the box. Cats like to do their number 1 or number 2 in a place that's quiet, where they don't feel threatened. Remember, cats are both predator and prey in the wild, so they want to be in a place where they can see everything and not be bothered. They like a low traffic, quiet, warm area. Most cats do not like covered boxes because they can't see 360 around them, so they don't know who's going to be jumping up on them. A lot of people will put their litter boxes in, say, their utility room or their laundry room. That makes sense. The problem is sometimes cats don't like those locations because of the loud machines, like a loud furnace or a loud washer or dryer. That can cause the cat enough consternation that they will not use that litter box. And then the last thing is keep that box clean. Be fastidious. Cats do not like dirty or crowded litter boxes, and so they will just not use it and they'll go someplace else. So scoop it daily and refresh that litter every couple of days. And lastly, if you are getting a cat and you're noticing that the cat is having litter box issues, talk to your veterinarian. There are a lot of reasons why a cat is having toileting issues, and so getting the help of a licensed veterinarian to help you figure that out will help you help your cat. Okay, so my number 3 tip for new cat parents is, of course, the veterinary tips, the veterinary recommendations, because I'm a veterinarian. So here are the things that I want to say yes to, that if you follow these recommendations, you're going to help your cat have a higher likelihood of having a wonderful, long, healthy, happy life. Yes to leukemia and AIDS testing. That's FELV and FIV testing. It's a quick blood test. Every cat needs to be tested at least once. If you have a kitten, don't have them tested until they're at least 14 weeks of age, because the test can come back with false positives because of maternal antibodies. So kittens need to be a little bit older before they get tested. And number 2, yes to the annual examination by a veterinarian. In the past, people weren't as likely to take their cats in unless their cats were sick or they needed vaccines. With the revised vaccine schedule being every 3 years, that means a lot of cats are going 3 years between being seen by a vet. And a lot can happen in 3 years, guys. So have them examined every year by a veterinarian, even if they're not due for their vaccines. This examination will let you track weight trends. It will give you information on their dental health. It'll give you information on their overall health, and this promotes their longevity and saves you money in the future if you catch things early. And I understand that the veterinary hospital can be very stressful for a lot of cats, most cats. And so I have some stuff to say about that as well. You can find a lot of veterinarians who actually come to your house for a house call. You can actually look for practices that are cat friendly or cat only, or they are fear-free certified. This means these veterinary practices, utilize low-stress handling techniques that are less likely to stress your cat out and make the whole visit go a lot better for both of you guys. Okay, the third yes is yes to core vaccines. I'm talking about FVRCP. It's a combination vaccine, and rabies. There are other vaccines available, but they are considered lifestyle vaccines, so you will need to talk to your veterinarian about other vaccines. But the ones I am definitely adamant about for every cat is rabies and FVRCP, and most veterinarians are giving these vaccines every 3 years to adult cats. The next thing I'm gonna say is yes to financial proactivity when it comes to veterinary medicine. How much? It depends on where you live. If you're in the States with me, I would have several $1,000s in reserve in a savings account somewhere just in case, because surgery will cost you several thousands of dollars. And I'm just being super honest with you guys. So definitely have those financial resources in place. Also, another veterinary care tip is being proactive with parasite control, both internal and external parasites. Internal parasites would be your worms, roundworms, hookworms, whipworms, tapeworms, heartworms, worms. We don't want them in your cat. External parasites, fleas, ticks, and mites. And in some places, lice, cuterebra in some places, lots of bugs out there. Get all the animals on flea and tick control, because remember, the most common flea is the cat flea, and it is seen in both cats and dogs. My last veterinary care tip is just yes to fun visits at the veterinary clinic. What does that mean? Well, that means just taking your cat there and letting the care staff feed them treats and pet them. The more you can take your cat to the veterinary hospital and have it be a positive experience, the less likely it's going to turn into a yowling, hissing ball of angry fur because it's super scared. You can help your cat by building their confidence, by giving them multiple exposures to the veterinary clinic that are positive. And I guarantee you most clinics will really support this, and they'll love to see you. They'll love to love on your cat because they know that when you do bring that cat in for vaccines or whatever else, it's going to be easier on them, and it's going to be easier on the cat and on you. The next tip I have for new cat parents is enrichment, especially for indoor cats. Here in the United States, we brought our cats indoors, which is great because they are living longer because they're not getting hit by cars or bit by big dogs or getting all these infectious diseases. But the problem is now they have chronic diseases and stress and boredom because they just lay around and eat. The solution to that is enrichment. What do I mean by enrichment? That means modifying your home, the cat's environment, to more likely mimic their natural environment and give them opportunities to have mental stimulation and play and reduce stress and burn off energy. Enrichment is things like adding vertical space. Cats love to go vertical. They want to climb. So whatever you can do to make climbing opportunities around your home, that is great. Another important aspect of enrichment is scratching. Scratching is a natural behavior. It releases endorphins in their brain, so it's good for their mental health, and it helps them to not only stretch out their claws and keep their claws from getting too long, so it's good for claw health, but it also stretches all of the muscles in their legs and along their back. It's really, really important. So make sure to have multiple scratching opportunities around your house. Yes, your cat is going to take over your house. This is what cats do. And I'm talking vertical, and it needs to be tall enough so that they can really stretch up high, and then horizontal. Cats enjoy a variety of substrates, scratching substrates. The main ones they like are sisal rope, which you can get from any hardware store, and believe it or not, cardboard. Cardboard boxes are the best toy on the planet, and you set them out and you'll just watch your cats go scratch, 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 scratch. They'll go to town on them. So lots of scratching, lots of climbing. Also opportunities for hunting. So these cats are natural hunters. They want to pounce on prey. So think about creative ways for them to be able to hunt. Maybe you just throw their kibble. Maybe you put their food in a food puzzle. Maybe you use a no-bowl feeder. Lots of things. Another tip I have for new cat parents is emphasize playtime. Playtime is important for your cat, both playtime with you and playtime by themselves as well. Cats have a very short attention span, so I recommend 4 15-minute play sessions with you every day. This is very important for mental and physical health. You can also give your cat some outdoor enrichment time, but I suggest that it is supervised, or that they are in something like a catio, which is an outdoor structure for cats. Supervised time outside, if you're getting a new cat or a kitten, you can train them to walk on a leash. They love that. So remember that cats are crepuscular animals, which means they're most active at dawn and dusk, and they are active at night. So you need to time some of your play sessions to be at dawn and dusk if you can, and have the last play session at least an hour before bed so that they're less likely to have the zoomies at night. If you want to learn more about enrichment, the American Association of Feline Practitioners has a fantastic web page on it. It is old, www.catvets.com. And then there is a little tab where you can click on client resources. Lots of good information in there. The next tip I have for new cat parents is weight control and feeding. One of the biggest problems we have with our indoor cat population is that they are fat. And we used to not care so much as humans, but now we know that obesity is an inflammatory condition. It shortens the length of cats' life. It can cause lots of diseases, so we need these cats to be as lean as possible. What does that look like? Well, that looks like knowing exactly how many calories to feed your cat per day. That is going to require the assistance of your veterinarian to tell you how many kilocalories your cat needs to eat per day, which includes all treats as well. Most cats are around the 250 to 270 kilocalorie per day range. So that is really important. So when they're done with their calories for the day, they're done. Because even one extra kibble per day on a little cat will lead to weight gain over time. There's a lot of different ways to feed them. We do know these cats love to hunt and they like food puzzles and they need the enrichment and the stimulation. So I do recommend feeding them in food puzzles. I do recommend using automatic feeders that are timed. I do recommend the no bowl feeders that are these little mice that you stuff kibbles into and then they get to hunt. Free feeding, which is just you keep the food bowl full all the time, can work, but in most cases that does lead to overfeeding, so I tend to not recommend that. In addition to getting the best quality food that you can, it's also important to feed them some different types of food because cats that are fed the same thing their whole life can develop very, very strong food preferences. And if they need to change their food later in their life, it can be really difficult to get them to eat something. Not only taste, but texture is important to them as well as the shape. So if you can feed them food that has different shapes, some stars or circles or kibble, round kibbles, things like that, and then different flavors and different textures. Within the same brand and hopefully within the same protein family, so you're not switching around a lot because that can lead to upset stomach, but give them a little bit of variety so that they don't develop a strong food preference. How do you know if your cat is too heavy? Well, the easiest thing to do is ask your vet because they will tell you. But then you could also use the hand test. I love the hand test. I've taught it to thousands of people at this point. But basically, if you feel your hand, so if you feel your cat's ribs right behind their front legs, feel them. If they feel like the back of your hand, it's good. That cat is fine, good weight. If it feels like your palm, that cat is too heavy. If it feels or looks like your knuckles, too skinny. Some people have problems with their cats waking them up at night to feed them. What I recommend for that is a high protein snack right before bed. Plus the play session that they got an hour earlier can often help these cats sleep through the night and subsequently let you sleep through the night as well. So again, ask your vet how many kilocalories per day your cat should be eating, and then show them the food that you're feeding and tell them the brand, the type, and everything. You can't just say the blue bag because we don't know what that is. And then they can tell you exactly how much of that food to feed. If you want to do this even more precisely, ask them for how much to feed per day in grams, and then weigh the food out instead of using a measuring cup, because we know measuring cups can be very inaccurate. And again, just a little bit extra every day leads to that weight gain. But if you're weighing the food, then you are more likely to have an accurate amount of food that you're feeding. And then if you do have a new cat and it's already overweight, talk to your vet about starting a weight loss program, and talk to your vet about utilizing a therapeutic weight loss diet to help facilitate weight loss. These diets preserve all the nutrients and keep the vitamins and minerals and amino acids balanced while reducing the calories. My favorite one is Metabolic by Hills, but there's a lot of great ones out there. And if you want to learn more about how to help your cat stay at a healthy ideal weight, go to the Association for Pet Obesity Prevention. Their website is petobesityprevention.org. Scroll down to the bottom, click on the link that is titled Cat Weight Loss. So there you go. Those are my 6 tips that I have for new cat parents. if you follow these recommendations, you're going to be able to help your cat in so many ways. Another thing I didn't talk about, because kind of ran out of time, because this is a long video, but dental care. Don't neglect dental care. It's as important for cats as it is in humans and in dogs. That's really important as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section. You guys are super awesome in the comment section. I think you guys are great. I'm so grateful that you watch these videos, and I will be back soon with more information for you.